People in Oswestry, North Shropshire, are getting ready for Christmas. But before that, they have to choose their next MP. This by-election has been triggered by the resignation of Owen Paterson, who broke the parliamentary rules on paid lobbying. He's been the MP here for 24 years. This seat in North Shropshire has been held by the Conservatives for nearly 200 years. It's considered an ultra-safe seat. In the last general election, Owen Paterson safely won with 63% of the vote. But will the Tory sleaze row and that alleged Christmas party change people's voting habits here?
Based on obviously what's gone on in the last few weeks and Boris's behaviour over the last few days, and we won't be voting Tory anymore now. We're going to change our mind now.
I know there's a really good female candidate standing, and I would never necessarily have looked at that party. However, I do think that her values and what she's standing for are fantastic.
I've always voted Tory. Yes, well, you got to stick by them thick and thin. I don't believe in kicking anyone when they're down.
I've had a few people in saying that they will not be voting Conservative this time, which I find interesting. We'll see whether that comes up in the numbers and whether it's a big enough swing for it to go Lib Dem or Green.
North Shropshire is a large rural constituency lying on the Welsh border. It's made up of 5 market towns: Wem, Whitchurch, Oswestry, Ellesmere and Market Drayton. At a hustings event in Whitchurch, people shared the issues they want their next MP to prioritise.
We lost our ambulance station some years ago, and then Market Drayton, which is about 25 minutes away, lost theirs more recently, so we have no facilities for the ambulances to get to us quickly.
A total change of the mainline parties, because every one of them's let us down. They've locked us down for 2 years. My own beef is with Boris Johnson. I think most of what he's done is a shambles.
We've got one doctor's surgery to cater for nearly 10,000 people. Our own surgery closed in March and was never reopened.
Standing for the Tories is Dr Neil Shastri-Hurst, a former military doctor, now a barrister and a new dad.
I think I bring my experience, having worked on the front line of the NHS, having worked in the military, and more recently having worked as a barrister, to advocate effectively on behalf of people here in North Shropshire. There's been a lot of mudslinging, political mudslinging in this campaign, but actually I'm the only candidate who's put forward clear, positive plan for North Shropshire. And finally, I'm absolutely committed, cast iron guarantee. This is where we're going to live as a family. This is where I'm going to raise my now 7-week-old son.
Ben Wood was born and raised in North Shropshire and says he wants to bring decency back to politics.
I am fighting in this election for the future of North Shropshire, for our public services and for new opportunities in the area. And that's exactly what I'm doing between now and polling day. People are saying to me they want a sense of decency back in their politics. And it's got to start at a local level, but you know what, it goes right up to the Prime Minister as well. And that's what we're trying to start here, bring back a sense of decency into our politics.
But the bookies suggest that the Lib Dems have a real chance of pulling off what would be a huge upset. Now, we have tried to speak to Helen Morgan, but she hasn't been available, so we caught up with senior Liberal Democrat MP Christine Jardine.
She is someone who will be out there listening to the community all the time, talking to them all year round, listening to what they have to say about GP waiting times, about the strain that the ambulance service is under at the moment, about the pressures on the farming community. Helen appreciates these things. She will be out there. She will be working for people who at the moment feel completely taken for granted by a Conservative government.
Standing for the Green Party is Duncan Kerr, who says he wants to improve local services.
It's all about bringing the community together, I think. We've been rather neglected for too many years. We've got some fantastic people and some fantastic businesses. We've got great food producers, for instance, but we've not had an MP to really celebrate and bring that together. We need to get the public transport sorted out. The bus service is incredibly poor around here.
Voters will go to the polls tomorrow and will find out the result on Friday morning, just before Christmas.
And that was Balvinder Sidhu reporting there from North Shropshire.
Of course, we'll keep you up to date with the developments of that by-election across the week here. But let's show you a full list of all the 14 candidates and the parties that they're running for. Andrea Allen, Boris Bunged, Martin Daubney, Russell Dean, James Alexander Elliott, Howling Lord Hope, El Jesse and Yolande Kenwood, Duncan Kerr, Helen Morgan, Neil Shazi Hurst and Susie Akers-Smith, and finally Kirsty Walmsley and Ben Wood.